Deputies face 1 week suspensions without pay after an internal investigation into October's escape from the county jail. News Channel 5's John Shainman is part of the largest news team on the Treasure Coast. He's live outside the Indian River County Sheriff's Department with our story tonight. John?
Well, Kelly, this jailbreak involved a convicted murderer and a second man who was waiting trial on murder charges. And there was a lot of anxiety in this community until both men were brought back into custody. And now the sheriff says the complacency that was involved, well, the punishment has been handed down. It was this cutting blade Leviticus Taylor managed to get that had been stashed in the jail's law library. Each night for 3 weeks, Taylor and cellmate Rondell Reed would saw at the bars of their cell. Reed took a metal rod from a mop bucket to form a makeshift screwdriver to remove this screening so they could get to the bars. Their mission was complete in the overnight hours of October 24th. Lax oversight from the corrections deputies on duty that night helped.
Doing the cell checks, however, not doing them as thoroughly as possible.
Taylor and Reed fooled deputies Richard McGriff and Leo Hernandez by stuffing envelopes and other debris under their blankets to make it look like they were sleeping. The deputies failed to do what's called a skin check to make sure they were there. Both deputies
have zero discipline in their file, and we feel very comfortable that there obviously was no intent.
Once out of their cell, Taylor and Reed used a blanket to scale one razor wire fence and eventually tunneled under a second fence to get away. Taylor was found that same night walking along US 1 in Martin County. Reed would go on a 5-day crime spree, stealing a car in Sebastian and stabbing an elderly woman in Tennessee before crashing a stolen SUV in Ohio following a police pursuit. Sheriff Lohr called the escape of these two dangerous men a black eye, but told his employees to keep their heads up.
We will continue our pursuit of better and more efficient security measures.
Among them, 64 additional security cameras around the jail perimeter, additional training for all jail employees, and the elimination of the law library, replaced by an electronic kiosk so there are no books to hide contraband.
I'm very confident in the quality of folks that we have, and I'm very confident that these episodes are limited.
Now, that 1 week suspension without pay was the maximum allowed under the current guidelines. The sheriff told us this afternoon that he plans to go before the county commission to ask for additional monies to make this jail even safer. As for the main culprits involved here, Rondell Reed is in the Department of Corrections system awaiting his trial on the murder charges, as well as Leviticus Taylor. He is actually here in solitary confinement. Another person involved, Taylor's girlfriend, who allegedly drove him away from the jail, is also here in custody. We're live in Indian River County. John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.